Hello FlossTube, I'm Hannah the Okie Stitcher here for another FlossTube update. Today is the 30th of March 2023 and Aoife is not with me today. She's actually on the school bus. She'll probably pop in any second now. But I wanted to do a quick update. I'm going to try to get these videos out a little bit more frequently, like every couple of weeks instead of once a month, simply because I'm getting ready to start a new big project, and I'll let you guys know all the details here in a little bit. But because I'm starting a big project and it's the first one I've ever done, I want to do a little bit more frequent updates. So let's see, life updates. So we had a couple of deaths in the family. My great uncle and then my husband's grandma passed away, and we couldn't go to both, so we chose to go to my husband's grandma's funeral. She's from a little small town. Well, she's originally from like South Carolina, but her married home was Valiant, Oklahoma, down southeast Oklahoma by Broken Bow, Hugo, Adabel, if you know that area. It's pretty trendy, touristy area now. But we also got to see quite a bit of my family, a lot of his family, so it was a very emotionally healing trip. It was a very tough 5 days, but it was good. We said, a lot of goodbyes over this past week or so. It was a lot. One highlight though, so on the way we drove through Fairland, Oklahoma, and that is where Whitney Stitches lives. And so I thought about her and I sent her a little message on Instagram. And if you haven't found her YouTube yet, you should definitely go check out her videos. Her channel is on hiatus because she is in school, but I believe she plans on coming back to it. So I definitely recommend checking out the older videos. And sorry, my husband's out there with our new pit bull. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking out her older videos. She has a lot of banter between her and her daughters and her sister and her mom. I mean, it's a whole family affair. It's really good, and I love her stitches. And she also does, I forget if it's knitting or crochet, but one of the two. And her sister does knitting or crochet as her primary craft. So there's a lot that she'll show you. Okay, so going on to, I guess, whips. I only have the one whip. I know I said I was gonna do 10 million whips this last month, but with the unexpected traveling and work being crazy, which, by the way, I briefly mentioned it in my last FlossTube, but I am still in the retraining process. So if you pray, send positive vibes, do whatever your belief system is, send it my way, because I would love to retrain into religious affairs. Because yeah, it's a long story. I'm not gonna get into it, but I just need a change of pace. I need a change of scenery. I just need to go. Okay. Anyway, so I didn't bring my board like I always do. Ugh. This is turning out neon yellow, and it's not. In real life, it is not this yellow. But it's Beauty and the Beast, as you can tell. And I got everything done, but this strip, there's another strip right here that I need to finish. I'll probably finish that in the next couple of days. And then I gotta finish the rose. And then other than that, it's done. Yeah, I used all call for colors. I do 2 strands over 1 box, and it's 14 count Ada in DMC thread. I don't know if I said that or not. But yeah, that is my one and only sad little whip. But I plan on doing one small whip that I can take with me on trips. And oh, Aoife's starting softball very soon, so that's gonna be my travel piece. And then I'm gonna move on to my future plans right now. So this is gonna be my soon-to-be travel piece, my little Easter project. And all these pretty little DMC flosses. Look at all that. And this, actually, if this one carries over until April, or into April, this is gonna be my first one that I use for Britches Gets Stitches Stitch Along. So sorry if I butchered that. Hashtag flowers or showers. Wow, that is such a tongue twister. Hashtag flowers or showers Sal, S-A-L, on Instagram. That'll be my first one, potentially. This will potentially be my second one. And then I have a third one that I have is a brainchild. It's gonna be a memorial piece. I briefly said back in November that one of my friends passed away. And that piece is gonna go to a mutual friend of ours. When I do that piece, I would like to make maybe a FlossTube extra or just spend a little bit more time explaining and talking about my friend a little bit. I think that would be nice to share. But back to stitching. So the first one is going to be the Beauty and the Beast. This will be the second one. Third one will be the one that I make for my friend. Oh, good threes. So pretty. Pretty. Okay. The next one that I'm doing, my big one, is, oh, where'd it go? So I printed it. I made myself one working copy. Well, and it's still kind of shiny. It's Legends of the Fall, and it's a bear. So I got myself some fabric, and I actually need y'all's assistance on this. You know, y'all that have been doing these big projects for a lot longer than I obviously have, since this is my first one. So I got, it says the 14 count Ada will stitch up 14 by 14, 14 inches wide, 14 inches tall. So I got this white Ada 14 count that's 15 by 18. So if I do, so that means that there would only be half an inch on the sides and then a couple inches at the top and the bottom. Is that gonna be enough? Will it? Because the only things that I've ever framed are little ones that I don't have to sit there and stitch it and pin it and all of that, because it's not very heavy. I can just get a little and I can drape it over the top. Oh, actually, 1 second. Like this. I can just drape it over the top and kind of tack it, and then it's fine. It'll hold it for indefinitely. Now, this one, because it's going to be a lot heavier, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. And to be honest, I would probably just take it to a framer and have it framed, because I don't know if I have the skill set yet to do my own framing for that big of a piece. So my question is, would half an inch on the sides, and then a couple inches on the top and the bottom. Would that be enough? Or should I go try to find a bigger piece of Ada? Please let me know before I get started. Okay. Also, because I made myself a working copy, I do have the original that was given to me in a giveaway. And I would like to pass it along. I would love it if someone would want to do it as a SAL with me, since it's kind of iconic for me as my first big stitch. It'd be nice to have someone doing it with me that I could tag them and talk to them about it. So if you're interested, let me know in the comments. I don't know how to do the YouTube generator and all of that, so just literally say I'm interested in the pattern or something like that. And then if there's more than one person that wants it, then I can just put your names in a little spinning wheel. I mean, I don't have a lot of subscribers, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure I can just manually put people's names in. Okay. Going on to Stitchy Kindness. Okay. So I got several things. The first thing, so I was gifted the Book of Days 2023 from Paula at Stitching in High Heels, and I love her channel. Cannot recommend her enough. Definitely go check her out. And I love it. I use it kind of for the bare minimum, where I'll put, let's see, so like March, I haven't filled it out all the way because I also need to put on there like the Beauty and the Beast, but like FlossTube. So like I'm keeping up, like I'm not writing down every single day how many stitches I'm doing, but I am putting down like my floss tubes and like when I start a project and the little details, you know, like what the pattern's called, what kind of thread I'm using, that kind of thing, all the details. And then my plan is I'm gonna take the pictures as I go along and then just paste those into the Book of Days instead of having the scrapbook, because the scrapbook I'm finding is a little too much for my purposes, because even the minimalistic scrapbooking that I do takes a little bit more than I want to put into it, to be quite honest. But this is perfect because I can literally put the same thing, put a picture in there, and be done with it. Because most of my stitching is presents for other people. I usually don't keep my stitching, and I think that's why I tend to gravitate towards the smaller projects, is because they're gifts for people. Yeah, I think. I don't know. But I love these freezes. I can definitely see myself continuing to get the Book of Days. I can definitely see myself doing that. So thank you, Paula. And she also gifted me these little 2023 charms. And I think I'm gonna save them for some of my bigger projects. Yeah. There's all different metal colors. but I think I'm gonna save them for my bigger projects and put them in the frame, like hook it to the stitching and frame it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, you know what? Oh, look at this one. I was fixing to say, you know what? I think these are crochet counters, but I don't think so. But anyway, even if they are, I love this little rose gold one. It's gonna end up in the frame. Okay. Then I won this. And this is all for me. All for me. This, I won this giveaway from Tara at One Stitch at a Time. And I cannot wait to start this. It has everything in it. So honestly, I have no idea why I haven't started it yet. So I might surprise you guys next time, and I might have 2 big projects and then a to-go project. I just might. Okay. That is about it. Except for I do have a couple more things, but they don't really fall into certain categories. So I'm just gonna tell you about them. Okay, so first thing is I framed, and I hope that I can show it. Actually, that's pretty good. So I framed, actually Frankenstein is the doctor, and I'm just gonna do a brief description. So initially, like all the words were black in the pattern, and then the green was the called for, and the yellow flowers were actually pink. But I changed it because yellow flowers typically means remembrance. Oh my goodness. Remembrance, which kind of goes into the whole theme of Frankenstein a little bit more than pink. Pink just seemed a little off to me. And then green, obviously I kept as is. And then I changed the black to brown, and I added these dots. So I put like, actually, ... Frankenstein is the doctor. And I did that because there wasn't a comma or anything after actually, and grammatically that was driving me crazy. And so I just added the dots because I hope I did it right, because to me it seems sassy. Like, actually, Frankenstein's the doctor. Duh. It's kind of like the way that I hope people read this, like a very 90s Valley High posh girl, you know? But the brown symbolizes, you know, the death, because Frankenstein hired people, if I remember the story correctly, because I read this in college and I still have Frankenstein. I really should reread it. But Frankenstein actually hired people to dig up bodies out of the grave. He was a grave robber. And so just represents that, and these bodies were dead. So again, earth. This color for doctor. So the color for the medical field is blue, and it's typically more of a dark navy blue. I think like a patriotic blue, if you will. But I wanted like a gray undertone to it because of Frankenstein, or the monster's skin, I should say. because described in the book, his skin is not green, it's actually gray. They made him green for the movies because it was easier for the green to be picked up on film. So that's why it's that. And then this, I signed it. My first piece that I've ever signed before. So I'm pretty happy. But I am gonna put this in the mail probably tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow. I'm gonna send it to my friend Kara. She actually has a BookTube. So if any of you guys are into BookTube, definitely check out her channel. She has quite a few followers now, like 32,000 or something like that. But I've been following her for years, since she was like 2,000 subscribers. So I've been following her for a while, and I send her care packages once a year because shipping over there is pretty expensive. But I usually send her Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies, but this year I decided to do something a little different. The reason why I chose Frankenstein for her is because she said a couple of times in her past videos that Frankenstein is actually what, it was like the first book that she loved, and it was her inspiration into going into the world of literature and making it into a career. And so it has a big significance in her life, and I thought that phrase matched her personality. So alrighty, and then the other thing that I have is, I was going through my stash, and I found this kit that I really don't think I'm gonna do. It's a gorgeous kit, and I know I got it from Hobby Lobby because the sticker's still on it, but I don't know when. It must have been a gift because I don't remember buying it for myself. But this is not in this video. And I'm thinking, because I want to make it international, I think this is going to be my 500 subscriber giveaway. But it's this. It's a beautiful, beautiful ship. Beautiful. But it's just not me. I'm just not going to do it. And it's actually kind of funny. So Marty at Triple M Stitches had recently just bought a Dimensions, or no, it was gifted to her. It was a Dimensions kit with a similar sailboat. And I've commented on her video, and I was like, oh man, I wish I had known. I would have just sent you mine. And it wasn't a Dimensions kit. But Triple M Stitches, Marty, she's another one that she's a really good floss tuber. I really enjoy her videos. So another floss tuber you should definitely check out. Okay, so I got an Okie story time for you, and then that'll be it. My Okie story time today is not very long. It's like 1 minute, if that. Let me get my material. So we are fixing in the Midwest, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, maybe a little bit of Nebraska. Well, it's getting into tornado season, and we've already had massive tornadoes, just like in Mississippi. I'm pretty sure that tornado lasted like 100 miles and killed several hundreds of people. It was massive. So, because it's tornado season, this popped up on my feed the other day on Instagram. My words, guys, my words. The first tornado siren was actually in Oklahoma. So March 25th of 1948, there was a big tornado in the Midwest City area heading towards Tinker Air Force Base. Well, Tinker Air Force Base has always been, and I believe still is, a meteorology base. They have all the weather planes, they have all the smart weather people. So when this massive tornado was coming, meteorologist Major Ernest Fawbush, Fawbush, and Captain Robert Miller, they both sounded the military siren for the base, and it worked. So many people were saved because of that. Well, if I understood my research correctly, because I went off the little Instagram posts and then I did my own little research. So if I understood it correctly, you know, they did it for Tinker, and then the other military installations in the Midwest took it and they did it. And then, you know, like the cities and the counties and little towns throughout the Midwest, they took a military siren. That's why the tornado siren sounds very military-esque. It's because it actually was a siren. And so that's how it started. A couple of meteorologists at Tinker Air Force Base, they did it on the spur of a moment to save a bunch of people from a tornado, and then it just kind of grew because it was successful. Alrighty, well, that is it for today. Hopefully I will be back in a couple weeks. TTFN, ta-ta for now.